chunks of concrete I picked up as I was taking those pictures that was in the middle of the roadway going towards Woodbridge. I mentioned that a couple of times, but I didn't get a chance to take the pictures, but now you see what I'm talking about. If the top of the overpass looks like that, what's the underside look like with rust? I don't know if, like I said, has county looked at it or not. I don't know.
Well,
But there
why
it
don't we
is.
do this? Those are our pictures. You gave them to us, right?
That's yours.
Okay, Mr. Cancro,
He got his.
could we mail those pictures out to the appropriate county official stating that this concern was brought to our council meeting on November 12th, and we'd like the county to investigate and respond to us? Could we do that?
I've just drafted a letter while we were waiting for the
Okay.
county administrator, so
Thank you.
we'll go out.
Yeah,
this
but-
way.
Fast.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
The other thing is, on the Mac building, I know it's been brought up quite a bit. Now I notice there's holes in the roof of that building. And I'll ask again, when's it coming down? I know there's a question of a communication tower in there, and I think that's the holdup.
Mr. Cancro?
I can tell you the latest. I think I explained last time that before the building can come down, because the one old tower is in the middle of the building, they have to be able to move the equipment on the old tower to the new tower. One of the tenants of the tower was suing the owner, T-Mobile, AT&T was suing T-Mobile. That went to court, I think, last week. The judge granted the landlord, the owner of the tower, to be able to evict AT&T immediately, and demolition should be happening in the very, very near future.
Thank you. I brought this next one up quite a few times in the past. I'm gonna have to bring it up again because the fire department was mentioned, the first aid's mentioned. On Woodbridge Avenue, there are 2 signs. It needs maintenance. It is to tell people, the drivers, they cannot block where the ambulances come out of that street. At 2 o'clock and later, that street is blocked off, nothing but traffic. No ambulance is gonna exit that road or that street. It looks like it's in foreign language.
You're talking about down by Lakeside?
No, right on Woodbridge Avenue where the first aid squad comes out. I don't know the name of the street.
Lakeview.
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 Okay.
Yeah,
That street there.
right.
There's a yellow sign there with black lettering, what's left of it. There's lettering missing off the words. You can't say what that lettering is. And I don't think that's why the cars are blocking that road and tractor trailers.
Okay.
Like I said, from 2 o'clock on, there's heavy traffic there coming from the college towards Highland Park and going towards Woodbridge with heavy trucks.
Well, this seems like it should be easy. Fire Chief Jensen, could you get together with Jeff Roderman and look at that signage and put the appropriate signage or repair it or put new signage up if we need it?
I would be very happy to. I'd also like to see if when we're writing the county, maybe we can get the county out there to stripe the intersection,
Excellent.
because that would be a very big help.
Could I say one more step?
Sure.
Where I see it in other towns? How about an overhead sign or overhead arm with blinking lights on it so they could hit the drivers between the eyes? That is not a street to block. And underneath those lights, put in, do not block this street. Because they don't care. Unless the town wants to make some money on tickets, that'd be a perfect place to give somebody tickets. Because they do not obey that sign. That's all I got to say on that. The other day, or the other week, was voting. The squad on that street there hold the voting machines. The machines were in the bays of the first aid squad because the room is being occupied. That is no place to have senior citizens coming in and vote. While me and my wife was there, the emergency signal went off. And you want to see a bunch of people hit the ceiling when that thing sounded off, thank God everybody has strong hearts. Because that thing gave out a streak like nothing. That is no place to have voting. I'm sorry. There's got to be an alternative to have.
Well, I can tell you this, Walter, and your concern is well-founded. That's a temporary situation, and you won't see it there next year.
Sure of that?
Yep,
I can hold you to that?
you hold me to it.
I hear it.
And I better go and make sure those machines aren't there. Thank you, sir.
Righto.
Jane Tasman.
Jane Tausman, 14 Butler Road, Edison. I noticed that you did not vote tonight on the recycling facility. I would still like to make two suggestions because I've looked at the contract and I would like them to be a little bit clearer. In fact, I didn't find them in there. The ID for Edison residents in that contract. I would really like that to state it very clearly because recycling facilities can be abused very easily by the communities around us, and I don't want to see that happen. I think that it should be restricted to us. So I would like to see that. And also, I did not see a mention, even though we have one in Edison, of the stormwater management ordinance in there, that it applies. Because you do have, I think it's a little stream of some kind that's not too far in the back of
Right.
that property, and we don't want to see anything happening to that, because we all know that these little streams, whatever they're named, are all connected, and so you don't want to see any problems there. So I would appreciate, as long as you're holding it, to go with those two particular things. Also, I know that you don't have, I don't know whether you do or don't have to go to the solid waste people, but it can't be any harm to do a presentation for the solid waste management people on what you're planning there, so that they plan for it and that they know that we're doing it in Edison. So that would be the third request that I would have on that. The other area that I would like to speak to tonight is the corrective action plan. And I would like to tell you all that I do have a copy of it, but I still question a couple of things that are in there. One of them is, do we or don't we have fixed asset? It said that we were updating our fixed assets, but the state law says we should have one, and I just wondered how we're doing it. Have we set up a cash book of some kind, or are we doing it on computer, or what's happening with that? And then the second thing that's also of concern is, no, I'll just go with that one to